Hey there! I'm so glad you clicked on this video today, because what I'm about to share with you could genuinely change the way you think about your energy, your strength, and your overall vitality as a man. We're going to talk about something that's been used for thousands of years in traditional medicine, something that's now being backed by modern science, and something that might just be the natural support your body has been asking for. I'm talking about Moringa, and specifically, how it can support testosterone levels, boost your vitality, and help you feel like the best version of yourself. So if you've been feeling tired, if your drive isn't what it used to be, or if you're just looking for a natural way to support your health as you age, you're in exactly the right place. Now, before we dive deep into the science and the benefits, I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried Moringa before? Or is this the first time you're hearing about it? Drop a comment below and let me know where you're starting from on this journey. I read every single comment, and I love hearing your stories and questions. Let me start by being really honest with you. As men, we don't always talk openly about the changes we experience as we age. We might notice we're not as energetic as we used to be. Maybe the workouts don't give us the same results. Maybe our mood isn't as stable, or our confidence has taken a hit. And a lot of this, whether we realize it or not, ties back to our hormones, particularly testosterone. Testosterone isn't just about muscle mass or physical performance. It affects your mood, your mental clarity, your energy levels, your motivation, and yes, your sexual health too. It's deeply connected to how you feel as a man, day in and day out. Here's the thing that many people don't realize. Testosterone levels naturally start to decline as we age, typically starting around the age of 30. We're talking about a decrease of about 1% per year for most men. Now, that might not sound like much, but over 10, 20, or 30 years, that adds up. And modern lifestyle factors like stress, poor diet, lack of sleep, and exposure to environmental toxins can accelerate that decline even further. So if you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, or beyond, and you're noticing some changes, you're not imagining it. And you're definitely not alone. Now, I'm not here to sell you some magic pill or make outrageous promises. What I am here to do is share with you the evidence-based benefits of Moringa, a plant that has been revered in Ayurvedic and traditional African medicine for centuries, and that modern research is now validating in exciting ways. Moringa oleifera, often called the miracle tree or the drumstick tree, is one of the most nutrient-dense plants on the planet. And when it comes to men's health, particularly hormone support and vitality, it's showing some really promising results. Let's talk about what Moringa actually is. Moringa is a tree native to parts of Africa and Asia, and nearly every part of this tree is edible and beneficial. The leaves, which are most commonly consumed as a powder or in capsules, are absolutely packed with vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and powerful antioxidants. We're talking about vitamin A, vitamin C, vitamin E, calcium, potassium, protein, and a whole array of phytonutrients that your body can actually use. In fact, gram for gram, Moringa leaves contain more vitamin C than oranges, more calcium than milk, more iron than spinach, and more potassium than bananas. It's genuinely impressive when you look at the nutritional profile, but here's where it gets really interesting for us as men. Moringa has been studied for its effects on testosterone levels, and the results are encouraging. Several animal studies and some human studies have shown that Moringa can support healthy testosterone production. Now, I want to be clear about what this means. We're not talking about synthetic hormones or dangerous substances. We're talking about providing your body with the raw materials and the antioxidant support it needs to produce testosterone naturally and efficiently. One of the key ways Moringa appears to support testosterone is through its powerful antioxidant properties. You see, testosterone production happens primarily in the Leydig cells of your testes, and this process can be damaged by something called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is basically an imbalance between free radicals, which are unstable molecules that can damage cells, and antioxidants, which neutralize those free radicals. Modern life exposes us to a lot of oxidative stress through pollution, processed foods, stress, and even intense exercise. And when your testosterone-producing cells are under oxidative stress, they don't function as well. Moringa is absolutely loaded with antioxidants, including quercetin, chlorogenic acid, and beta-carotene. These compounds help protect your cells from oxidative damage, which means your Leydig cells can function better and produce testosterone more effectively. In research studies, Moringa supplementation has been shown to reduce markers of oxidative stress, while simultaneously supporting healthy testosterone levels. This is huge because it means you're not just artificially boosting something, you're actually supporting your body's natural processes and protecting them from damage. There was a study published that looked at the effects of Moringa on male fertility and reproductive health. The researchers found that men who supplemented with Moringa showed improvements in several markers of reproductive health, including better sperm quality and motility. Now you might be thinking, I'm not trying to have kids. Why does this matter to me? Well, here's the connection. The same mechanisms that support reproductive health are deeply tied to testosterone levels, sexual function, and overall vitality. When your reproductive system is functioning well, it's a sign that your hormones are in a good place. Another fascinating aspect of Moringa is its effect on stress and cortisol levels. Cortisol is your body's main stress hormone, and while it's essential for survival, chronically elevated cortisol can seriously suppress testosterone production. When you're under constant stress, whether it's from work, relationships, finances, or just the demands of daily life, your body prioritizes cortisol production over testosterone. It's a survival mechanism. Your body essentially says, we're in danger mode, reproduction and vitality can wait. Moringa has been studied for its adaptogenic properties, meaning it helps your body adapt to and manage stress more effectively. By helping to regulate cortisol levels, Moringa can create a more favorable hormonal environment for testosterone production. Let me talk to you about energy and vitality for a moment, because this is where a lot of men really notice the difference. You know that feeling when you wake up in the morning and you actually feel rested? When you have the energy to hit the gym, to be present with your family, to tackle your work with focus and drive? That's the feeling we're going for. Testosterone plays a major role in your overall energy levels and sense of vitality. When your testosterone is optimized, you typically have better energy, better mood, better motivation, and better mental clarity. Moringa supports this in multiple ways. First, as we've discussed, it supports healthy testosterone levels through antioxidant protection and stress management. But it also provides your body with a rich source of B vitamins, iron, and magnesium, all of which are crucial for energy production at the cellular level. Iron is essential for carrying oxygen in your blood, which directly impacts your energy and endurance. B vitamins are involved in converting the food you eat into usable energy. Magnesium is involved in hundreds of enzymatic reactions in your body, including those related to energy metabolism and muscle function. What I love about Moringa is that it's not a stimulant. You're not going to get jittery or experience a crash like you might with excessive caffeine. Instead, you're providing your body with genuine nutritional support that allows it to produce energy naturally and sustainably. Many men who start taking Moringa report that they feel more consistently energetic throughout the day, rather than experiencing those mid-afternoon crashes or needing to rely on multiple cups of coffee just to function. Now let's talk about something that affects a lot of men but doesn't get discussed enough: sexual health and libido. This is intimately connected to testosterone levels, but it's also about blood flow, nerve function, and overall vitality. Moringa has traditionally been used as an aphrodisiac in various cultures, and modern research is starting to validate these traditional uses. The mechanisms here are multifaceted. First, by supporting healthy testosterone levels, Moringa can help maintain a healthy libido and sexual function. Second, Moringa contains compounds that support healthy blood flow, which is essential for erectile function. Third, by reducing oxidative stress and inflammation throughout the body, Moringa supports the overall health of your cardiovascular and nervous systems, both of which are crucial for sexual function. I want to be really clear here. If you're experiencing significant sexual health issues, you should absolutely talk to your doctor. There can be underlying health conditions that need to be addressed. But for many men, especially as they age, supporting overall health, hormone balance, and circulation through nutrition and lifestyle can make a meaningful difference. Moringa isn't a pharmaceutical solution, but it can be a valuable part of a holistic approach to maintaining vitality and sexual health. Let's talk about muscle mass and physical performance, because I know this matters to a lot of you. Testosterone is anabolic, meaning it helps build and maintain muscle tissue. As testosterone declines with age, you might notice it's harder to put on muscle, easier to lose it, and your recovery from workouts takes longer. You might also notice changes in your body composition, with a tendency to store more fat, particularly around the midsection. These changes can be frustrating, especially if you're putting in the work at the gym but not seeing the results you used to. Moringa can support your fitness goals in several ways. By supporting healthy testosterone levels, it helps create a more favorable hormonal environment for building and maintaining muscle mass. The high protein content in Moringa, which includes all 9 essential amino acids, provides building blocks for muscle tissue. And the anti-inflammatory compounds in Moringa can support recovery after exercise. Inflammation is a natural part of the muscle-building process, but excessive or chronic inflammation can impair recovery and performance. By helping to modulate inflammation, Moringa may help you recover more effectively between workouts. There's also emerging research on Moringa's potential to support healthy blood sugar levels. Now, you might be wondering what this has to do with testosterone and vitality. The connection is actually quite significant. Insulin resistance and poor blood sugar control can negatively impact testosterone production and increase the conversion of testosterone to estrogen through a process involving the enzyme aromatase. By supporting healthy blood sugar metabolism, Moringa may help maintain a better hormonal balance. Plus, stable blood sugar means more stable energy levels throughout the day, fewer cravings, and better body composition over time. I also want to talk to you about inflammation because this is a silent factor affecting so many aspects of your health. Chronic, low-grade inflammation has been linked to virtually every chronic disease, from heart disease to diabetes to cancer. It also negatively impacts hormone production, energy levels, and recovery. Modern lifestyles with processed foods, sedentary behavior, stress, and environmental toxins promote chronic inflammation. Moringa is one of the most anti-inflammatory plant foods you can consume. It contains a variety of isothiocyanates, flavonoids, and phenolic acids that have been shown to reduce markers of inflammation in the body. By addressing inflammation, you're not just supporting your testosterone levels, you're supporting your overall health and longevity. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but how do I actually use Moringa? And is it safe? These are excellent questions. Moringa is generally considered very safe for most people when used appropriately. The most common form is Moringa powder, which is made from dried and ground Moringa leaves. You can also find Moringa in capsules, which is convenient if you don't love the taste. The powder has a slightly earthy green taste, kind of like a mild green tea or matcha. Some people love it. Others prefer to hide it in smoothies or other foods. A typical serving is about 1 to 2 teaspoons of powder per day, which is roughly 3 to 6 grams. You can start with a smaller amount and gradually increase as your body adjusts. Some people prefer to take it in the morning for energy, while others split their dose throughout the day. There's no single right way to do it, so you can experiment and see what works best for you. You can mix the powder into smoothies, sprinkle it on yogurt or oatmeal, stir it into soups, or even mix it into a simple glass of water or juice if you don't mind the flavor. As with any supplement, quality matters. You want to look for organic Moringa from a reputable source. Because Moringa is often grown in developing countries, you want to make sure it's been tested for contaminants and that it's pure Moringa without fillers or additives. Look for products that provide third-party testing results or certifications. This ensures you're getting a high-quality product that's actually going to deliver the benefits we've been talking about. In terms of safety, Moringa has been consumed as a food for thousands of years and has an excellent safety profile. However, there are a few things to be aware of. If you're taking medication for diabetes, Moringa might lower blood sugar, so you should monitor your levels and talk to your doctor. If you're on blood thinners, Moringa contains vitamin K, which can affect clotting. So again, talk to your doctor. And if you have any existing health conditions or are taking medications, it's always smart to check with your healthcare provider before adding any new supplement to your routine. Some people experience mild digestive upset when they first start taking Moringa, particularly if they take too much too quickly. This is why I recommend starting with a smaller dose and gradually increasing. Your digestive system needs time to adapt to new foods and supplements. If you do experience any discomfort, just reduce the amount you're taking and increase more slowly. Now, I want to set realistic expectations with you because I think this is really important. Moringa is not a miracle cure, and you're not going to take it once and suddenly feel like you're 20 years old again. What Moringa is a nutrient-dense, antioxidant-rich food that can support your body's natural processes over time. Most people who use Moringa consistently report noticing benefits within a few weeks to a couple of months. You might notice your energy is more stable, your workouts feel better, your mood is more positive, or your overall sense of vitality improves. These are the kinds of changes that accumulate and compound over time. It's also crucial to understand that no supplement, including Moringa, can overcome a fundamentally unhealthy lifestyle. If you're not sleeping enough, if you're eating a diet full of processed foods, if you're not managing stress, if you're sedentary, then no amount of Moringa is going to fully compensate for those factors. Moringa works best as part of a holistic approach to health. Think of it as one powerful tool in your toolkit, not the only tool. So let me share with you what a holistic approach to supporting testosterone and vitality actually looks like, because I want you to have the full picture. First, prioritize sleep. This is non-negotiable. Testosterone is produced primarily during sleep, particularly during REM sleep. If you're only getting 5 or 6 hours of night after night, your testosterone production is going to suffer no matter what supplements you take. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. Create a dark, cool sleeping environment. Limit screen time before bed, and establish a consistent sleep schedule. Second, manage stress effectively. We've talked about how cortisol suppresses testosterone, so finding healthy ways to manage stress is crucial. This could be meditation, deep breathing exercises, time in nature, hobbies you enjoy, or therapy if you're dealing with significant stress or anxiety. Exercise is also a powerful stress management tool, but be careful not to overdo it. Excessive exercise, particularly excessive endurance exercise or training without adequate recovery, can actually increase cortisol and decrease testosterone. Find a balance that works for you. Third, move your body in ways that support hormone health. Resistance training is particularly beneficial for testosterone production. Lifting weights, doing body weight exercises, or any form of strength training sends signals to your body that you need to maintain or build muscle, which promotes testosterone production. High-intensity interval training can also be beneficial, but remember, more is not always better. You need adequate recovery time between intense sessions. Fourth, eat a nutrient-dense diet. Focus on whole, unprocessed foods. Include healthy fats from sources like olive oil, avocados, nuts, and fatty fish, because fat is essential for hormone production. Make sure you're getting enough protein to support muscle maintenance and repair. Include plenty of vegetables for vitamins, minerals, and fiber. And don't neglect carbohydrates, particularly if you're active. Very low-carb diets can actually suppress testosterone production in some men, especially if maintained long-term or if you're very active. Fifth, maintain a healthy body composition. Excess body fat, particularly abdominal fat, increases the activity of the enzyme aromatase, which converts testosterone to estrogen. This creates a vicious cycle where low testosterone makes it easier to gain fat, and excess fat lowers testosterone further. You don't need to be shredded, but maintaining a healthy weight and body composition supports better hormone balance. Sixth, limit exposure to endocrine disruptors. These are chemicals in the environment that can interfere with your hormones. Common sources include plastics, particularly when heated, certain personal care products, pesticides on non-organic produce, and some cleaning products. You can't avoid everything, but you can make conscious choices to reduce your exposure. Use glass or stainless steel instead of plastic when possible. Choose organic for the most heavily sprayed produce, and read labels on personal care products. And seventh, consider targeted supplementation based on your individual needs. Moringa is an excellent option for overall nutritional support and antioxidant protection. Other supplements that are commonly used to support male hormone health include vitamin D, zinc, magnesium, and omega-3 fatty acids. Many men are deficient in these nutrients, and deficiencies can directly impact testosterone production. However, I always recommend getting tested to know your actual levels before supplementing with high doses of anything, particularly with nutrients where too much can be harmful. Let me tell you about some of the experiences that men have shared with me and in research studies about using Moringa. One of the most common reports is improved energy and reduced fatigue. Men describe feeling more like themselves, having more drive to get things done, and not feeling that overwhelming tiredness that had become their new normal. Another common benefit is improved mood and mental clarity. Testosterone affects neurotransmitter function in the brain, so supporting healthy testosterone levels can positively impact mood, motivation, and cognitive function. Many men also report improvements in their physical performance and body composition. They find they're able to build muscle more effectively, they recover better from workouts, and they have more strength and endurance. Some men notice improvements in their sexual health and libido as well, which can have a positive ripple effect on their relationships and overall quality of life. And quite a few men mention that they just feel more resilient overall, better able to handle stress, more confident, and more engaged with life. Now, these experiences are meaningful and valid, but I also want you to understand that individual results vary. Your age, your current health status, your lifestyle, your genetics, and many other factors will influence how you respond to Moringa or any other intervention. What works remarkably well for one person might have a more subtle effect for another. This is why I encourage you to approach this as an experiment. Try Moringa consistently for at least 2 to 3 months. Pay attention to how you feel. Notice changes in your energy, mood, performance, and overall vitality. And adjust based on what you observe. It's also worth mentioning that testosterone testing can be valuable if you're concerned about your levels. You can ask your doctor for a blood test that measures total testosterone, free testosterone, and sometimes other related hormones like estrogen and DHT. This gives you a baseline and allows you to track changes over time. However, I want to caution you against becoming overly focused on the numbers. How you feel is ultimately more important than what the lab report says. You can have testosterone levels in the normal range and still feel terrible. Or you can have levels on the lower end and feel great. The goal is optimization for you as an individual, not just chasing a number. I also want to address something that comes up often, which is the difference between natural testosterone support and testosterone replacement therapy. Testosterone replacement therapy, or TRT, involves using synthetic or bioidentical testosterone to raise your levels directly. This is a medical treatment that should only be done under the supervision of a qualified healthcare provider, and it comes with both benefits and risks. For some men with clinically low testosterone and significant symptoms, TRT can be life-changing. But it's not without downsides, including potential impacts on fertility, the need for ongoing treatment, possible side effects, and the fact that your body may stop producing its own testosterone. Natural approaches like using Moringa, optimizing lifestyle factors, and targeted supplementation work with your body's own production systems. You're supporting your body to do what it's designed to do more effectively, rather than replacing its function. For many men, especially those whose testosterone is in the low normal range or who are experiencing age-related decline, natural approaches can be very effective and don't carry the same risks. Of course, if you have clinically low testosterone or severe symptoms, you should absolutely work with a doctor to determine the best approach for you. There's no shame in needing medical intervention, and for some men, it's the right choice. What I want you to take away from this is that you have more control over your vitality and hormone health than you might think. Yes, aging is inevitable, and yes, testosterone naturally declines with age, but the rate and severity of that decline is not set in stone. The choices you make every single day, from what you eat, to how you move, to how you manage stress, to whether you supplement with something like Moringa, all of these things add up and can make a profound difference in how you feel and function. Moringa is one of the most nutrient-dense plants available to us, and it offers a unique combination of antioxidant protection, anti-inflammatory benefits, stress support, and direct nutritional support for hormone production. It's been used safely for thousands of years, and modern research is validating many of its traditional uses. Whether you're in your 30s and want to maintain your vitality, in your 40s and 50s and noticing some changes, or beyond and looking to optimize your health, Moringa is worth considering as part of your wellness routine. I encourage you to approach this with curiosity and patience. Give your body time to respond. Pay attention to how you feel. Combine Moringa with the other lifestyle factors we've discussed for the best results. And remember, this is about the long game. This is about investing in your health now so that you can continue to feel strong, energetic, and vital for decades to come. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve to have the energy to pursue your goals and be present for the people you love. And you have the power to make choices that support that vision. Before we wrap up, I want to remind you that if you found this information valuable, please give this video a thumbs up. It really helps more men find this content and get the information they need to support their health. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. I'm constantly creating content to help you optimize your health, performance, and overall well-being. Also, drop a comment below and let me know what your biggest takeaway was from this video. Are you going to try Moringa? What other topics would you like me to cover? I read every comment and I love engaging with this community. And if you know someone who could benefit from this information, please share this video with them. Men don't always talk about these topics openly, but by sharing helpful information, you might be making a real difference in someone's life. Thank you so much for watching. I'm grateful you took this time to invest in your health and education. Remember, small, consistent actions compound into massive results over time. Take care of yourself, prioritize your health, and keep showing up for yourself every single day. I'll see you in the next video.